Reading has never really been my strong suit, even though I always loved it. The books that I never seem to read pile up in my room and basically mock me every single day. When I was a kid, I always loved doing it, but often reached for a video game or TV remote instead. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that reading and writing is almost some sort of lost art in today's day and age, especially with the use of smartphones available at your fingertips. So how do I do this? What is the actual solution to me putting my phone down? How do I get this much needed breath of fresh air? There has to be a way. This week, instead of scrolling on my phone endlessly when I'm bored, I'll read a book instead. That way I'm using any sort of free time I have to contribute towards working on my comprehension skills. Let's make this challenge not too easy but not too hard at the same time. Let's do 50 pages per day. You know what? Make it 100. Although I might be underestimating how much time reading 100 pages per day actually takes. So where do I even begin? What book should I choose to read? There's millions of books available online and at bookstores. How could I choose just one? Well, fortunately for me, there's this book I bought recently at a small bookstore in New Orleans on a trip for my birthday. It's about an astronaut who gets stuck on Mars and has to figure out exactly how to stay alive until someone comes to rescue him. Sounds interesting. Perfect. Now I actually have to challenge myself to read. Great. If I'm going to complete this challenge, I'll need one specific thing: discipline. Without it, this is just going to be another failed attempt to put my phone down and start thinking straight again. Reading in the morning is nice, but I usually get overwhelmed by whatever I have going on that day. Breaks in between working doesn't work either because I just can't seem to focus. The perfect time for me to sit down is right before bed when there's finally peace and quiet. Alright, so not gonna lie, I'm kind of screwed. Basically, I waited a couple hours and then I started reading, and I've only read like 30 pages, so I'm really behind right now. It's currently 8:59, so I'm gonna have to read about 65 pages before I go to bed, so I'm really gonna have to lock in, but yeah, I'll let you know in the morning that I did get it done, because I will, and I'm contributing to this challenge and making sure I get everything done. Let's go. Alright, so I'm not even kidding. We just got done reading another 65 pages. By the time I got done reading, it was literally 11:59. Alright, so it's currently about 9:30 at night, and I finally decided to actually start reading again after reading at the coffee shop. And you know, reading at the coffee shop is great, but I have this feeling that I just can't be there for that long. Reading at home is a lot better. There's less distractions. I'll read a lot faster at home. But at the same time, I don't want to be home all the time reading. And that's why reading at night is good, but at the same time, I don't just want to be pushing it until the end of the day and then staying up super late because I feel like, you know, I have to basically catch up. If that's what we have to do tonight, then I guess, you know, we're gonna make it happen. And that's, you know, unfortunately what we did last night as well. But yeah, we're gonna get the pages in, even though honestly I really don't have a desire to. But the good news is that, you know, not any sort of health challenge, like mental health challenge like this, is that if you start to not want to do it, I feel like that's a telltale sign that it's actually working and it's actually doing stuff to your brain to make you more healthy, I guess, in a way. With that being said, I'm gonna get these freaking pages done. Let's go. Alright, so it is the next morning, and I have bad news. Unfortunately, I did not get all my pages in last night, and honestly, I'm not really mad at myself for it. The reason I'm not mad at myself for it is because I did not plan it out good at all. I basically read half the pages like throughout the day and then left half of it up to me at night. It's like, bro, I gotta go to bed. We're gonna have to really be intentional about how I use my time, but I'm up for the challenge, so let's do it. Alright, so I just got back from work and I honestly have like the worst headache right now. Like nothing in me really wants to sit down and read. I did end up reading like 10 pages on my break, so that is nice. Like it being so muggy and rainy outside the past couple days, I low-key have not wanting to read because it makes my headache worse. But dude, I'm gonna push through it and I'm gonna do this challenge because, you know, when you're challenging yourself, it's not easy. Yeah, even though I have a headache, I'm gonna, you know, try my best to just sit down and just get it done. But yeah, moral of the story, just push through it and get it done. Let's freaking go. Alright, so I'm not even halfway done with my pages yet. I've done like 45 pages for the night and it is about 10:40. So yeah, we're gonna get it done, but I'm gonna be exhausted in the morning and I'm definitely not gonna want to get up. But the reason that I wanted to pause, make an update real quick is because I realized that, I mean, basically what my goal was originally was to not only read and understand the story, but to spend time away from my phone and other distractions like that. And I think it's actually working a lot better than I thought. But I better get back to it. Hope I don't fall asleep. Really don't hope I don't fall asleep, but yeah, let's get it. Alright, so I've officially finished the book of this challenge, The Martian, and I want to take this opportunity to kind of speak a little bit about it, especially in case you're interested in actually reading the book. So the first thing that I'll say about this book is that it's really good, especially if you're interested in any sort of like engineering or problem solving. It's really good for any sort of critical thinking. There's a lot of situations that he gets in. Pretty much the whole book is about situations that he gets in where he has to sort of like reverse engineer the situation that he's in, literally just figure out how to survive and how to adapt and overcome his limitations. And I think that's really inspiring and really good for critical thinking skills, especially with the whole reason why I'm doing this challenge is because of how sort of like used to we become to just using our phones all the time to fill any sort of gaps in our day-to-day life, and how he overcomes literally being stranded out on Mars and how he has no idea if he even has hope for most of the book. I think that's really inspiring. The second thing I want to talk about though is how good it is for you to really just sit down and read every single day. And here comes the rain, but that's the other thing that I've learned throughout this challenge is that sitting down and reading for a good period of time, at least 30 minutes. I wouldn't go longer than maybe an hour, hour and a half, just because, you know, words will start to blend together, characters may start to blend together, and the story won't be as interesting to you because you're just throwing it in there too much. So that's kind of just a tip that I'll throw out there for somebody that may want to try reading a lot more than what they started with. But yeah, the other thing I'll say is that the effect it has on just any other way that you think, specifically this book because it's all about critical thinking, but yeah, it has a huge effect on just how you view the world. When you start reading so much more, you start to view the world as not like a quick hit of, everybody always says that quick hit of dopamine. It starts to change your view from that to more delayed gratification view of the world. Because reading is not something, you know, you're not just going to finish a book in one sitting. You know, when you're constantly scrolling on your phone, you're going to literally, you expect results instantly. You expect your life to change instantly. Reading, especially a story like this, will show you that results are not instant and delayed gratification is truly your savior when it comes to actually achieving your goal, striving for success. I think it's really interesting though, how your brain can even just develop from a couple days of really like sitting down and reading for a long period of time. It's really interesting. So yeah. So after reading 100 pages per day for a short period of time, about 4 days, I can finally successfully say that I've read a book in the first time in about 2 to 3 years, which is absolutely wild when you think about it. Besides that, you're probably wondering, would I recommend this challenge as some sort of like mental health quick fix? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Although reading is a very good habit to get into, reading this much in a short period of time is kind of unrealistic, but again, it just kind of depends on your circumstances. But if you do have enough time for it and you're not gonna just dread it, then go right ahead. With that being said, this video definitely had its fair share of ups and downs, but I'm so glad that I did it. See ya in the next one.